Okay, welcome back to the Sons of Montezuma podcast. It's your host, Mateo San Diego, and today's a special episode. I am joined by the sandwich aficionado himself. It's Mike Tortolot. What's up, man?
Hey, Mike! Yes, man. Glad to be on, talk a little San Diego State football and a little beer.
All right, yeah. So today's a little bit of a different episode. We wanted to bring together a few different components to the podcast today, and everybody's been talking about the latest product that's been available out there on the market for us San Diego State fans to consume. 2022 marks the San Diego State Aztecs 100th season of football, and this Saturday officially opens up the first game of the season when the Aztecs host the Wildcats of Arizona. The new Snapdragon Stadium is now the home of the Aztecs football and Aztecs football fans, and it is the perfect college football stadium in my opinion. But the perfect college football stadium needed the perfect football beer, and that's exactly what our next guest made happen, along with all the wonderful people down there at Alesmith Brewing. Joining the show, making his Sons of Montezuma podcast debut, we want to welcome in the president at Alesmith Brewing Company and fellow SDSU alumnus, Brandon Richards. Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Excited about this one.
Well, I know you and Mike have a shared SDSU time there, being an Aztec. Tell us about your days being an Aztec there.
Yeah, man. So I started in fall of '99, graduated in December '03. Really proud of finishing in 4.5 years. But yeah, I was up there just over 20 years ago, man. Just freaking had a blast. Involved in the student body, going to basketball games right when Fisher opened the stadium, and been just a huge Aztec fan my whole life. My dad's an alumni as well, so being able to carry on that family tradition and getting to go to my hometown school is just so awesome. But yeah, just had a great time being an Aztec and really excited to be working on this project.
It's cool that you have a friend that you've known for forever. We always text that is involved in something like this, and I was talking to him about how cool it is to be from San Diego and start this kind of beer for your hometown team, your alumnus, and being involved. And I know Brendan's been in the industry for a long time, and this is kind of it's pretty cool to see this, and I'm pretty happy for you guys. And Alesmith is my favorite down there. So I mean, the 394 with Tony Gwynn, and then you add another state, San Diego State is it's pretty special.
It's an impressive catalog of beers that you guys got down there. I mean, and like you said, the 394, that really is a tough one to, I can imagine the pressure of having to bring forth the state ale, along that lineup. So tell us, was making the state ale, what made you want to make the state ale with working alongside with SDSU?
Yeah, we're San Diego's hometown brewery. We have been for a long time, and we're going to claim it because, Tony Gwynn is just our Mr. Padre, right? So we make that beer. It's one of the best selling beers in San Diego. It's available throughout the county, both in most bars and restaurants. And I think that's really how it probably kicked up is, San Diego State, the athletic department specifically, was looking for partners in town to go do a co-branded beer. They'd seen some other universities that have done it. And it's like, why not? Time is now. This is a beer town. We got a new stadium. Let's go talk to some of the breweries in town and figure out, how we can do this. And we went through multiple rounds of discussions with them. I think they were considering quite a few other breweries as well. Maybe it's down to just the few at the very end. But this is a beer town. They got to represent beer well, and it was just an awesome process. Happy to talk about it, but yeah, I think our goal was to now we can really say with confidence, like, we're San Diego's hometown brewery. We got Alesmith 394 Pale Ale, and we've got San Diego State Ale. Let's go.
Yes.
So was that process working with SDSU? I can assume it was a very collaborative process. Was it like a bidding type of thing? Did you guys have to really showcase what you guys were going to bring to the table?
Yeah, what's interesting is, so we've got a stadium down here in Mission Valley, part of a big project. So they brought on JMI Sports, which is John Moores, from those who know the name, from the Padres owner. and their job was to sell all the sponsorships in the stadium. So we'd been talking with them for over 2 years, and it really started to heat up about 6 to 8 months ago. It was like, okay, we really need to decide who's going to be in the stadium. And as they were getting closer down to the finish line, it's like, hey, you can be one of the smaller partners in the stadium, or you can be the official craft brewery of San Diego State University. And we wanted to go for it. And, they were trying to sell us something, but it got to the point where we were trying to sell them on us as well. It's like, hey, we've done it before with another beer where we're co-branded. We know we can do it again. And I was just so passionate about this being an Aztec that it was just a perfect, it just has been awesome. But I'll just tell you a little bit about the process. So obviously we got JMI. We were quickly meeting with Associate Athletic Director Derek Grice, who's in charge of sponsorship and the stadium. Had meetings with John David Wicker, the athletic director. And, we shared a couple beers together, sat on our patio, and we're like, hey, these are the types of beers we like. Let's figure out what we want. And we really went through like a gamut of styles. We went from blonde ales to hazies to, hazy IPAs down to West Coast IPAs and all over the board. At one point we were like, okay, do we want to do like a red ale, like an Aztec red and black? And it's like, no, we don't want to do red ale. And we just really settled on a style that everybody can go drink a few of with some good hop aroma on it. It's a nice little blonde ale, 4.7%, great hop aroma, really easy to drink at the tailgate and the backyard. Any time being a San Diego, it's an awesome one. But as it just kind of wrapping up the process, one of the coolest things was actually Adela, the president of the university, came down to the brewery, okayed the beer, and drank beer with us on our patio. And she's like, okay, let's do this. And we got the final approval. And it's been so cool to have from the president through the athletic director to many other departments just have full buy-in on this. Is just something I've never done before. It's just so cool to see the involvement and the excitement from the university on a project like this.
Wow, that's really cool. That is really cool to have such involvement, from the top and working with you guys there. You said it was a 4.3 ABV. Was there any thought consideration to pushing that up to a 6.19?
Yeah, 4.7. We, at one point we were joking around doing about like Tony Gwynn's baseball number, like 5.19 for Tony, and we were looking at Marshall Faulk's number. We were doing all kinds of funny things, but really we just ended up settling on 4.7. The up in the 6% range. It gets a little bit harder to drink multiple of, and we just wanted to be, those San Diego days where you can want to drink more than one beer, and you really can do it with this one. So there was consideration a lot higher, but at the end of the day, there's so many great IPAs in this town. Let's go create something a little different and take it on the boat. Like I said, do whatever you want with it in this town. But it's under 5% for a reason.
Yeah, you definitely want to be a little more responsible, right? I would assume.
We actually, what we really want to do is with that beer is we want it to be something you can drink multiple of without getting wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like that could be on the record, but yes, let's go.
So Matt, guys, I haven't tried it yet because I haven't been down there. I'll be down there in a couple of weeks with Brandon. We're going to go to the game, but I haven't tried it. But as you've tried it and you want to kind of give feedback to the guy who kind of spearheaded it, how do you give him some feedback on your end, what you thought about it, so he can kind of,
So last Saturday was the official opening of the stadium for season ticket holders, right? With the exhibition, the scrimmage. And so we went out there and we tailgated. We labeled it our tailgating tryouts, right? So we had a bunch of cases out there. Guys went down to the tasting room, picked up a bunch, and we were out there in the parking lot, tasted it. And yeah, it was really, really good. Exactly how you're describing everything. The descriptions really match it. It's light, it's crisp, but it's got that good hop flavor that, one of our guys, Dan, was saying, you're not going to get bored of this beer. Like, you're going to enjoy drinking this anytime, anywhere, especially tailgating. And it's just one of those things where it's light, but it's got that hop, like the perfect amount of hop.
Yeah, I mean, I can name a bunch of other breweries that just make really simple blonde ales, and they do them and they sell a lot of them. And like, we could have just gone and done that, but we're like, we're Alesmith, world class. We want to be a little bit more complex than just making a plain old blonde ale. So we still think we can take the place of that other large brewery or breweries. that are just making the simple blonde. It's like, look, put it in your lineup, and easy to drink. I'm glad you guys liked it in the parking lot. I can't wait to go next Saturday. We're going to pop up our tent. We're going to have some buckets, and we're going to be drinking them too. So thanks for doing a trial run.
So tell me though, you told a little bit about the process working with SDSU and delivering them the product and letting them choose and get the final stamp of approval. But roll back a little bit in your guys' process of developing it in-house and really formulating it all together. Like what was the inspiration of putting that together with that specific flavor, that, all those specifics?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, so we went through 3 trial brews, and then we put it on tap in our tasting room and get feedback. And we don't call it what it's going to be, in the market once it finally gets there. So nobody knew that it was going to be, our state ale. But we were really looking at two styles of beer, Kolsch and a blonde, and they're very similar. They're just minor tweaks in, malt profile. Some, Kolsch's usually have a little bit more hops than blondes. So we were sitting right there in those two profiles. We were also kind of looking at, like, do we want to do maybe like a lighter IPA, which we also looked at, and that's kind of where we were starting at first, but we tore away from it. But the first round was a little bit too hoppy for us, and then we backed off, and probably too much, and we had maybe some malt bitterness that we didn't like in it. And this third batch is the one you drank. So yeah, we get to drink beer every Thursday at 1:00. We're trying all the beers we're making all the time and talking about what we want to change. We're already working on our beers for next year. So it's just so fun. That's the perk of being in the business, right? It's like you get to drink beer on Thursday at 1:00. It's work. But it was a lot of fun. But those styles of beer, like the San Diego State Ale, are pretty simple beers to make. At the end of the day, I mean, you can mess them up if you ferment them incorrectly, but they're pretty simple from a execution standpoint.
We might have to lobby to get the Sons of Monte crew down there on Thursdays at 1 p.m. to do some taste runs over there.
You guys got to come in on one of these away games. We'll have you in for an away game. We'll do a little watch party. Maybe have some fun. That'd be good.
Well, we're known for our watch parties. We're definitely down for something like that.
There you go. You guys have a big flag or something we could hang up in the brewery? We'll get everybody down here, get them all ready to go. Absolutely.
We got our official tailgate flag for sure.
Nice. That'd be fun. Just do an away game watch party with Sons of Montezuma. I'm in.
You have to let me know when that is, because I might fly down for that.
Oh yeah. So one thing, I got a design background. I'm a big artist, graphic design background. So tell us about the packaging, because that's a big part of when you're releasing your beer, your product out there, you want to get the packaging down. So was that also a collaborative effort, or was it something that you guys were dead set on what is known as the Piedra del Sol?
Yeah, it was a collaboration for sure. But I mean, this packaging is fire. Maybe some of the best I've done, and not I've done, but I've seen in my time. I mean, so obviously we had to have the San Diego State logo and get that right there front and center. But where we really hit the home run was getting that Aztec calendar on the side of the cans. That's something that's ever been done before. We got the inspiration. I started looking at every single jersey we've had in the past, and we've got our San Diego State on the top, we've got our Aztecs on the bottom. But if you find it, you get our calendar. Sometimes you get them on the shoulder pads, you get it in the helmet. But the calendar just is so awesome in there. And then just the San Diego State font is the same font we're all used to seeing at the top of that basketball jersey, top of that football jersey, right there on the can. So it absolutely was collaborative. Matches the colors red and black. It was such a cool can though, and we've got so much positive feedback from just the can being so awesome. And then when the can's awesome and then the beer's good, we're cooking with gas for sure.
The perfect football beer, man.
This is actually the flat when we were just reviewing it here. That's the sample can that we did.
Wow.
Before it was done. So this was done back in May.
Okay.
When it was signed. So we've been working on it for a while.
So in total, how long was the process? You said it was a good couple years of talks. So from start to finish, I mean, what are we looking at here? How much time was put into this?
I think, they were reaching out and giving some cold calls, 2 years ago, but it really started to heat it up in the last 6 months. And it definitely all happened in 2022. It was probably, February or March where it really started heating up. And so I would call it a good 6-month project, and a lot of work negotiating, collaborating on beers and really figuring out what we're going to bring to the market. It's awesome. We're ecstatic. It's a 5-year deal. It's going to be around. It's a year-round beer. We haven't told that to too many people. Some people thought it was just for football season or just a one-off thing. It's going to be in San Diego for a long time. It's in the greater stores, Ralph's, Vons, Albertsons, Total Wine and More, Bevmo, all the major stores, and then all of our favorite liquor stores in our communities are picking it up too.
Awesome. Dedicated for the long haul.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So let's dial it back a little bit, because you're an Aztec alum. So here in San Diego, it's a huge beer industry city. So tell us, how did you get involved in the beer industry?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. So I was at San Diego State University. I played golf. I wanted to be in athletics, and I also did my fair share of drinking up at San Diego State. So I've been a big beer fan, and it was growing quite a bit. And I figured my path into beer was going to be through one of the path into sports marketing, like working in an athletic department, was going to be through a beer industry. And I got with a big brewery called Craft Brew Alliance, which is Widmer Brothers, Red Hook, and Kona Brewing. We all know Kona Brewing pretty well locally. And it was my first gig, and I fell in love. I was 23 years old. I was young, selling beer. It was awesome. I've been in the industry for 18 years now, and I thought that I was going to get into sports someday, and I just felt passionate for it. I not that I even love drinking it as much as I used to, but just the business, the people, the community around beer. It's nationwide. Obviously, we have a lot of them here, but yeah, I really do still enjoy drinking beer, and that's if I stopped enjoying drinking beer, I'd probably get out of the industry. But I'm still drinking some beers here and there.
That's the cool thing about the San Diego beer community. It really is a community. Like you cannot live in San Diego for as long as I have and not be connected with different people in different companies or different, venues. And it seems like a really cool community. Everybody's very welcoming and supportive of each other. That's awesome to hear, man. So you fell in love with golf. I mean, is that still today your like favorite pastime as far as sports goes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I got my golf shirt on today. I look like an idiot on the on the YouTube, but yeah, absolutely. Play golf as much as I can. I've got little kids, but golf's my thing. Love watching sports. I've been a long-time Aztec basketball season ticket holder. It sounds like you're a long-time San Diego, and I'm born and raised here. So,
like, I grew up. My dad used to be a long-time associate athletic director there, so like the campus was like my backyard, like right there at Del Cerro. But
yeah, I mean, golf and sports is my thing. I go to a lot of Padre games. Just been rough recently, but
yeah, man.
It's
San
Diego sports. We're gonna get some good start times here with this new stadium. I know they want to pack it. They got 12:30 for the first one, 5 o'clock for the second, and I don't think we're gonna go too late this year. It's gonna be rocking down there. There's not a bad seat in the house. I was in the building this morning, actually. That's why I'm a little late to the call, but that stadium is going to be so great. It's going to be loud. We've never played in a loud home stadium.
No.
Think about it. Qualcomm is huge. Our cheering didn't really bounce. It's going to be amazing. I'm so pumped.
Now, I assume you're going to be down there checking out all the suite areas. Did they take you for a walk down there on the players' entrance onto the field?
I did. So you got to get yourself down there if you haven't yet. But the Field Club is really special. I was down there today. I was down there for the first practice, and it's right there on the field level. You walk out and stand on the concrete right by the grass, watch the guys run out on the field, drink a beer, have some food. It's a really cool little lounge down there. I've been actually in the whole building, every nook and cranny. It's just a really cool place. The suite levels are nice. The Founders Club, the West Club, the East Club, just really, really nice. They did a fantastic job as a university building a world-class stadium.
So the state ale is available all throughout the stadium, I would assume, right?
It sure is. Yeah.
All right.
It's widely distributed in the stadium. If you walk up to a stand, you should be able to get it. And I saw a lot of big old 19.2 ounce cans there on that practice last Saturday. And I know that there will be a lot of people drinking draft in cans, and soon we're going to have some shirts. I think we're working on some shirts that are going to be fire. So we can sell a little State Ale merch. But yeah, it will absolutely be everywhere. I'm hoping it's going to be the best beer in the stadium, best selling beer in the stadium, excuse me. Should be a good one.
Well, it definitely is the best beer in the stadium, in the conference, in all of college football.
There we go.
Any names, any people that were also instrumental along with you that you want to give a shout out there at Alesmith and kind of give a little plug to some of the people down there?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Our owner, Peter, and his wife, Vicky, they're awesome. They've always been supportive of everything we're trying to do here. It's my only boss here at the brewery, really. And when I was able to bring something forward to, further us being, stronger in our hometown, it was just a natural fit. And for it to be, it's not his university. He went to USD, but he was just so supportive. He knows that this is a San Diego State town for athletics. And he was so supportive to go do a big thing like this. This is a pillar for us. I mean, we're a small brewery and we got a big building, but we're a small brewery. To do something like this for us at our size is a really big deal. And we're going to plant our flag on this one. We're going to support San Diego State. We've got that, different teams from the athletic department coming in to do some events in the brewery. Hopefully we'll be just trying to activate as much San Diego State stuff as we can and just showcase our athletic department. Hopefully as we maybe get into the Pac-12 someday or do whatever we're going.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, I was looking at the website today looking for shirts because I got my 394 on my pale ale. I wear it up here, but no, I'm excited, man. I miss my hometown. I miss hanging out with Brandon and seeing him and going play golf. When we used to play golf together, and it's stuff like this is cool, because you have friends that you grew up with basically, and once you move somewhere else, you can't get those relationships back. They're just not going to happen like they are when you grow up with people. Brandon and I have stayed in touch since we were in the fraternity together, and he wasn't as active a participant as I was because he had golf and stuff. But we've always just clicked and stayed in touch, and I always enjoy hanging out with him and going to basketball games and hanging out with him and his dad and his family and stuff like that. So I'm really happy for you guys and Alesmith and all that stuff, and I think it's really cool, and I'm really excited to come see the stadium and try the beers and just hang out with you guys and get back to my hometown because I do miss it, but sometimes you got to make a change. So I'm pumped. I can't wait to be back in a couple weeks and see everybody.
I think you hit on something there, Mike, because being a part of the SDSU community, this new beer is really something that is going to unite a lot of the fan base there. You're at the stadium, you see that red can with Alesmith on it. Hey, you're drinking it. It's something that can bring people together, bring the community together for football, basketball, whatever event it is. It's something that the community can be brought together and kind of build on those relationships and that fellow teamwork.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time, Brandon. We're really excited about it. We love what you guys are doing on both the 394 side and of course now on the State Ale side. So we really appreciate your time. Look forward to meeting you in person sometime, and absolutely we'll bring that flag up there to the to the venue up there where you guys are at.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. I will absolutely be at the game on the 10th with Mike, and let's talk and find a day for you guys to come up and hang out during one of these road games, and we'll make sure you guys are all taken care of over here.
All right.
Cool.
Want to say a big thank you once again to Alesmith President Brandon Richards for joining the show. San Diego State Ale is available now everywhere, and I mean everywhere in San Diego County, like Vaughn's, Ralph's, Bevmo, just to name a few. But I know we have many listeners all across the country and the globe, so if you want to try State Ale for yourself, just go to alesmith.com and you can actually purchase there online and have it delivered directly to you. Lastly, a big thank you to all our friends online for your purchases and posting your new Sons of Monty t-shirts, hats, all on your Instagram and Facebook pages. Right now at sonsofmontezuma.com, you can purchase our custom Sons of Monty pint glass and beer stein, the perfect way to enjoy your state ale wherever you are. It's officially the first game week, so we've got plenty more podcast episodes coming your way, all on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, and don't forget to go subscribe and watch all of our episodes on our YouTube channel. Until next time, sonsofmontezuma.com, go Aztecs.